Hello, today we're going to take a look at the F1 Challenge All Seasons mod by vpasso75. I'm going to link to the mod in the description so you can check it out for yourself. Essentially what it is, it's a mod for F1 Challenge 99 to 2002, but it contains every Formula 1 season from 1950 to the current day. As you can see here on the UI, then you literally just select what season it is you wish to race in and you can hop right in. So originally the game had obviously 99, 2000, 2001 and 2002 as the 4 playable seasons in there. They are largely untouched, but then as you can see there's a lot more to the game. So let's take a jump in to the 1976 season and have the cars as they're in the British Grand Prix. So we need to type in 9 to correspond with the British Grand Prix. Then for some of the seasons you get presented a load of options where you can choose who you want to be in different cars and stuff. So for example in 2009 when Felipe Massa crashed, they replaced him with like Luca Badoa and other people at Lietzi, I think. So you can choose who drives the second Ferrari alongside Kimi Räikkönen and things like that. For 1976 there was about 1 million different drivers in 1 million different cars, so there's absolutely loads of these options to go through. I'm just going to leave them all as they are. And once that's happened, you have to wait a little bit for the mod to boot up. So just a word of warning, if you are going to try and use this mod yourself, it's very finicky to get the actual game itself working. You're looking at maybe 4 or 5 different programs that you need to set the compatibility mode to Windows 95 or Windows XP and things like that. So it did take quite a while to get this game running, but once it is running, it works okay. The graphics are quite limited because it's an old game, but if you have an NVIDIA graphics card you can go into the options there and force anti-aliasing. So I think I'm running at 8 times anti-aliasing with 16 times anisotropic filtering. So as you can see, there's no jaggies or anything, but when I first booted up it was absolutely horrendous. It was full of jaggies and the resolution was quite low. But yeah, the game's running in full 1080p with the anti-aliasing, as I say. So we've currently booted it into the 1976 season, which the film Rush was based off of, and obviously all of the cars are here. So we've got Niki Lauda's Ferrari, here we go. You'll notice that the audio stutters a little bit. That could just be to do with the audio drivers being quite old for the game. But yeah, so we've got Niki Lauda's Ferrari, we will have James Hunt in his McLaren. You can race as any of the cars, you know, you'll have things like Hesketh and stuff like that, Chesterfield. It's a very, very complete mod, it's very impressive indeed. So let's take the 6-wheeler Tyrrell P34, we'll have Jody Scheckter, we'll take this one for a drive. So one of the most amazing things about this mod is the track selection. So as I've said, we're in the 1976 season, and because of that we've got access to all of the tracks used in the 1976 season as they were in 1976. So we've got like the Nürburgring where Niki Lauda had his accident, and Japan where he retired and James Hunt won the championship. But we also have every other track ever raced ever. So we've got the 1985 Adelaide Grand Prix all the way up to 1995, I think they ran it for 10 years and then it switched to Melbourne at some point. I'm probably not quite right on that fact. But then we've got the 96 Melbourne Grand Prix all the way up to 2016. Such things like Phillip Island and that, where they've also raced. There's tracks as well, such as the Top Gear test track and things like that in here, which never held a Formula 1 race, but they're in the mod as well. The track selection is absolutely insane. Look at all these different versions of what's now the Red Bull Ring, but back then it was Österreich Ring, and this is crazy. We've got 2016 Baku, we've got every version of Bahrain, when they used to race in the daytime. Now we've got the nighttime modes, versions of it. Spa, going right back to the 50s, until they lopped a load of the track off, made some changes, and then we changed the bus stop at the top, and we've got all the spas up until the modern day. This is just a massive encyclopedia of every circuit that Formula 1 has ever raced on. Baku's in there. I'm just going to do a little scroll so you get an idea of all of the tracks. We've got the 24 Hours of Le Mans from the 30s to the 60s. We've got the nighttime version of it. We've got the DTM track MotoGP boys also race on. There's a lot of tracks here I haven't even heard of before. We've got Aintree, Liverpool based racetrack that they used to have the Grand Prix on. Birmingham Speedway, or whatever that was called. We got Brands Hatch when it was a British Grand Prix, and also when it was used for the European Grand Prix. Donington Park also. The Isle of Man TT course. Every version of Silverstone ever to have existed. Hockenheim, the old Hockenheim before they added the chicanes and then locked the end of it off. Nürburgring, again, there's the full version of the track as well. I think there's the tourist version. The modern day version, or winter edition, I'll be interested to take a look at. Lots of Hungaroring variations. Nepliget, I don't know what that is. Fiorano, the Ferrari test circuit. Imola. It's going to be really interesting to test out some of these tracks. Every version of Monza, we've got the Monza, the version with the speedway, the oval course attached to it. Rome circuit, that'll be interesting. Jamaica, Fuji. As I say, so for example, the 1976 version of Fuji isn't actually selectable here because it's up at the top with the rest of the 1976 tracks because we're in the 1976 season. But if, for example, we were to select the 2004 season, then the 2004 season tracks would be up at the top of this list and would find 1976 Fuji, for example, back down here. So there's South Korea track. We don't race that anymore. Mexico City up until modern day. A million different versions of Monaco. I say a million, there's probably about 50, 66 versions if there's one of every year. Zandvoort. Sochi. Roseau. Singapore, Marina Bay's in here. Barcelona. Jerez, they've tested in the past. Istanbul, we need to bring that track back. Turkey, sort it out. Chernobyl, that's got to be a fictional track, surely. We'll have to test that out at some point. We've got oval tracks over in America. Of course, the Indianapolis used to be an actual official Formula 1 race as well as the American event. Then it was reintroduced to the Formula 1 calendar as a different circuit. Well, it's the same circuit, just had an infield section that they raced on. Laguna Seca is in here. The Las Vegas Grand Prix at Caesars Palace. What a rubbish track that is. Wow, there's a 1958 to 1985 version of Laguna Seca. That'll be really interesting. New Jersey. I wonder if that is the track that they were going to race on that they never did. I'll have to try that. Snow Valley. Like I say, there's a lot of tracks which may or may not be fictional, as well as every track that they have raced on in the past as well. And there's also this Total Circuit, which was a mishmash of loads of popular tracks. So for example, it's got the the hairpin of Monaco. You exit that and you come into Eau Rouge, and then we've got some other crazy corners that just don't seem like they should fit together, but they do, and it makes a really, really long track. But as we are in the 1976 season, for now we shall race a 1976 circuit, try and keep things authentic. Let's go for Brands Hatch. So another thing that is a bit of a nuisance, it doesn't seem to remember my controller setup, so every time I want to drive the car I need to reset the controller. I haven't yet tried it with the wheel actually, so it might remember my wheel setup, but I doubt it. So I'll quickly walk you through how the controls are set up, so if you ever try the mod out for yourself, you know how to do it. So let's go to options, set accelerate to right trigger, brake to left trigger, steer left to left analog stick left, steer right to left analog stick right, shift up A, shift down X. That's about it. Because I'm playing with the controller, I'll actually set up automatic gears, and I'll show you how we do that now. So we skipped all the other sessions and we're going straight into the race. So we click drive.
It's real
and listen to the nice
weather
man.
here today. The drivers are really going to have to tiptoe their way round with next to no grip and awful visibility.
Well, we got 2 more wheels than anybody else, so I'm sure we're going to be okay.
It's very wet.
It's very wet, guys. Here we go. So the handling is actually really good, considering the age of the game. A voice that you'll hear is spliced into the original game recordings of... Oh, come on. So the original pit engineer that talks to you over the radio, I think the author of the mod has also used his own voice to fill in all of the other drivers and stuff like that, so you'll often get things which sound very out of place, but you know, it's the effort that he's put in and it works quite well. You know, it's just cool to be driving like the 6-wheeler Tyrrell, and there's absolutely no grip in the rain. Gone right off. If we hit R, by the way, we do get an instant replay of things that just happened. The replay cameras do need a bit of work, it looks like. And pathetic. Oh look, my teammate's also gone wide. Lots of people are going wide. It's absolutely chucking it down. It's got smashed up the bum by Clay Regazzoni.
Peterson.
Is running 6. Less than 3 seconds ahead. You're running 7.
Regazzoni.
Is running 8. Is right behind you. Is entering the pit.
The car does seem to understeer quite a bit. That might be because of the weather.
Is stuck in second gear.
So another thing that I was really surprised was with
Been hit by.
another thing I was really surprised with was the damage and stuff that's modelled, especially in the newer cars and stuff like that. Like the wheels can fall off, or you can smash the end plate of your rear wing, your front wing. And that all seems to have an effect on your car's handling as well. So in the insert key on the keyboard changes interior camera angles,
Been hit by.
and page up will give you the exterior camera. So I haven't actually set up controls to look left and right, but you would be able to check out the car that you're in if you wanted to.
Pace.
Is running 8. Is right behind you. Let's retire in sector 3. That's smoke coming from his engine. Well done, you're now 5th. Is out, he's behind the engine.
Wide.
Niki Lauda.
Has just put on the fastest lap of the race.
And with that complete disaster, I think it might be a good time to take a look at a different year. What's happened to my car? Very stuck right now. Not sure if we're suffering a mechanical failure or possibly ran out of fuel actually. Come on. No, it's dead. We killed it.
With the race over,
Not sure what
let's take a
happened
look
there.
at the classified results.
So
Lauda.
throughout all of the seasons as well, all
Hunt.
of the
Second.
this guy's just gonna keep talking, but
Chris Amon.
people finish where you would expect them to finish usually, so
Pace.
that's quite cool.
Think about it.
Let's take a look at the replay of that race. One thing that I wish I could improve, and I'm not sure how, or even if it's possible, is the draw distance. So you'll notice that it might be draw distance, it might actually be just a limit to how many cars are on screen at one time, but you'll notice that they pop in and out in the foreground and background. also not sure how to exit the maximised screen for the replays. You know what? Let's leave replays alone for now. Replays seem to completely kill everything. Cool. Okay, so that was 1976. So there wasn't a Formula 1 game, an official one anyway, released for 2007 or 2008. So let's take a look at the 2008 World Championship. Let's go again for the cars as they were in the British Grand Prix. No options to fiddle around with that time. I think driver lineup was consistent throughout the whole season. So. Okay, I'm actually interested in checking out some of the I don't know if they're fictional or some of the unusual courses, but let's take a look at 2008 cars. So the models are actually pretty good. Even the texture work on the newer cars is good, like the carbon fibre and stuff like that. I did notice with some of the early 2000 McLarens, the sponsorship logos were all slightly over to the left, so like I think they were sponsored by Siemens or something like that, and the S was kind of just cut off on the side here. But this one looks okay. Lewis Hamilton's 2008 championship winning McLaren. Can't really do the chrome effect in the games, but they've got the they've just got a really glossy surface, so really glossy grey surface. It's about as good as we can expect. Let's take a look at the Ferrari. Felipe Massa's almost championship winning Ferrari. See how well they've done the bull on the back of the Toro Rosso. It's pretty good actually, painted all the way. Fun fact, in real life these bulls were hand painted onto the cars, so every time one got crashed or scratched a bit, some guy had to repaint them, but I'm sure he got paid for it and probably didn't mind it. Anyway, let's hop in the McLaren. So we'll set the weather and we'll have a dry race. And we'll just have the race session. So we've got the 2008 tracks here that we can use, but I'm more interested in some of the other ones that we found. Let's try actually the winter version of the Nürburgring. I saw that earlier, that looked quite interesting. Where is it? Here we go. Obviously, this is a race that never actually happened on a wintry Nürburgring. Although, could have been 2007 or 2008, it was very wet at the Nürburgring and lots of cars went in lots of different directions and they had to lift Lewis Hamilton back onto the track with a works vehicle, and after that they banned marshals putting the cars back on the track. So, oh, it's actually remembered my controller configuration. That's cool.
Hello there. The weather,
Oh,
as
it's a
so
snowy
often is the
That's
case
cool.
here, is just wonderful.
Well, I wouldn't call covered in snow wonderful, mate, but you know. So yeah, the game, I think it came out in 2002, so it's getting on to be
The
14 years
McLaren
old now,
driver
so
starts his race
they're
from
limited what they can
first.
do with the graphics, really. But it doesn't look too bad,
Felipe Massa.
considering it's got
Second.
50 seasons of Formula 1 in it, 66
Raikkonen.
seasons of Formula 1 in it.
Third.
Kubica.
Fourth.
Kovalainen.
Couldn't quite match the pace of his teammate. He starts fifth.
Typical Kovalainen.
Nick Heidfeld.
Sixth.
Spacebar to skip this, and I'll just jump the start.
You've been given a stop-go penalty for jumping the start.
Alonso.
Advantage front wing.
Not sure why the car isn't auto shifting to higher than 5th gear. Again, if I was using the wheel setup, I would be on manual gears anyway, so that wouldn't be a problem. 2 Ferraris are pulling quite an advantage right now. Hopefully we'll be able to catch them up when it gets a bit more twisty, and we don't have to deal with a missing 6th gear. Oh, I can hear someone's right behind me. I'm gonna get hit. Nope, that was lucky. They're right with me now though. I can hear the engine sounds. The mirrors are admittedly a bit useless on this car. Can't see behind me at all. Kubica's 0.2 of a second behind me right now. 1/10 of a second. past me because of the use of a higher gear. Yeah, it's just 3 laps of this track. That's not gonna happen. I can tell you that for sure. We'll call it a day once we've got to the carousel, I suppose. There we go. Let's see if how the other cars look as they come past. So that would be an instant replay actually. Yeah, I wasn't holding them up too much by the looks of things actually. Okay, so that's the 2008 cars on a Nürburgring covered in the snow. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at a early season now. Let's try. When did they put the wings on the cars? 69, I think they just started to put the wings on the cars, so there should be some interesting cars to look at. Lotus or something. Come on. There we go. Cool, so let's check out some of the cars. So we've got Lotus, old Frank Williams Racing, before he sold it. Let's have a look. Bruce McLaren. Rob Walker. I think they raced just a recoloured Lotus chassis. Yeah, Lotus 49B. It's going to be blue instead of red and gold. Yeah, look at the barn door on the top of this. Yeah, let's take this one for a spin. Let's actually take these on a modern day circuit, so have a bit of an F1 Classic event at Spa 2016. set look left, right and behind buttons because they would have been handy at the Nürburgring. Seems like we're on pole position again. I think, yeah, we can change that by just doing the qualifying session, of course. Cool, so this is the 2016 Spa circuit. Mirrors on this car seem to be a bit more useful as well, and I forgot that really old cars don't brake very well at all. A lot heavier too. And wide. Can't help but think I'm holding everybody up here. Okay, it's official, I am actually really bad at driving these cars. With a controller at least. Oh, someone's wheels come off. Get disqualified for that. That was a real race. Sorry, Mr. McMahon. Even though the handling is very stiff and like cars weigh a ton, don't brake at all. This is actually quite fun, you know. 28 cars on the track. Oh shoot! How my wheels stayed on, I don't know. And just checking to see if I've got vulnerability on or off. Okay, that's set to off. See if we can take somebody out just to demo the damage. No, they will slow it down. It's nice of them. Come on, lads. There we go. And I've gone into the trees. So we've got an engine failure actually behind us. Maybe it was just me going off the track. So, there we go. We've seen modern day Spa with 69 cars. Let's take a look at 2004. And we've got to drive the Ferrari F2004, such a dominant car. Then I think we'll take a look at the earliest season in the game, 1950, followed by 1988. We'll take a Senna vehicle out for a spin. The final race of this video. I wonder if they've managed to get the metallic on the Jaguar, or as if it's just the green. It's just a green. Must be a limitation of the old game engine that they're using. Anyway, let's take the Ferrari, Michael Schumacher of course, sorry Rubens. Yes, here we go. This should be fun to drive. I don't know what's happening here. Ah. There we go. My bad. Right. I want to actually check out the Laguna Seca they've got in this game. Actually, there's a lot of tracks I want to check out. Birmingham, Bedfordshire, Crystal Palace, the Goodwood Raceway, Isle of Man TT circuit. Some of the older versions of Monte Carlo. Okay, so this time it didn't remember my controls, which is strange.
Hello there.
Hello.
The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful.
This is not covered in snow this time, mate. Anyway, let's get to it.
You've collided with...
Weber.
What I've done is I've set the look controls to also be the steer controls, so that went well.
Spin in sector 1, watch for the yellow flags.
Giancarlo Fisichella.
Has lost the wheel.
What a start to a race.
With the race over,
Let's try that again. There we go. Hopefully we won't have a repeat of last time.
hello there.
Schumacher Ralph.
Is unable to continue. He's retired in sector 3.
This version of Luminous Acre actually looks pretty good, to be fair. Oh! What was that Toyota doing then? Whatever it was, let me get past him, so...
Webber.
It's running 10. It's right in front of you.
Not anymore.
You're running 11.
Coulthard.
It's running 12. It's right behind you.
So I still have look behind set to the analog stick that I'm using for steering.
Nice move. You're now in ninth position. Great move. You're now running ninth.
Montoya.
It's running 7. Less than 3 seconds ahead. You're running 8.
Massa.
It's running 9. It's right behind you. Well done, you passed.
Takuma Sato.
Shoot. That looks like it's the end of that race.
As the teams get ready,
Protecting the systems that we have set up. Protecting the systems that we have set up. Think about it.
So yeah, let's check out 1988. Japanese Grand Prix. Oh, actually, I want to check out the 1991 Jordan 191 because it's my favourite Formula 1 car, so we could do that after this actually.
Protecting the systems that we have set up. Think about it.
let's take a look at Baku. Well done, Baku. Great job. Okay, this Baku circuit looks a little bit rough around the
The
edges.
McLaren driver starts his race from first.
Prost.
Also didn't have a
Looked
rear
at
wheel.
carbon.
Philippe Alliot.
I guess this is supposed to be the castle. It's a big sand-coloured brick. Well, I suppose at least the track's in the game, even if it needs a little bit of work. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Lotus. Prost.
It's running second. It's right in front of you. You're running third.
Alain
Just
Prost.
had an accident.
Off his front wing.
Maybe it was my fault. Appears there's no replay cameras properly set up. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of my fault.
With
Oh,
the
well,
race
no
over,
problem.
look,
Right. This video is dragging on a bit now. It's almost an hour long, so let's quickly hop into the 1991 cars. Let's see if they got the Schumacher at Spa. Yes, they do.
Protecting the systems that we have set up. Think about it.
Okay, didn't have the option to select Schumacher for some reason. Never mind.
Maybe we'll talk about it now.
Okay.
We're gonna need each other. Think about it. We're gonna need each other.
Snow Valley. That to me actually looks like a track from the Gran Turismo games. Name escapes me at the moment. Fictional circuit. This is gonna be. Oh, it's not midfield. Grand Valley, I think it's Grand Valley Speedway. Yes, just googled it. The outline of that circuit looks very similar to Grand Valley Speedway. Let's see if this is... Yeah, it's definitely Grand Valley Speedway, but possibly covered in snow with 1991 Formula 1 cars driving around it. What is this? Man, the combinations you can get in this mod are incredible. It's about 60 gigabytes when it's all unpacked. You have to download 28 bits to make it, 28 parts of a zip file, so...
Hello there. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful.
Because it's close.
Já analisei. Maurício Guglielmini. Nelson Piquet. Maurício Guglielmini.
Okay, this track is a bit weird. It's definitely Grand Valley Speedway, but sort of half city surrounding, covered in ice. Very strange.
With the race over, let's put
Let's try a couple of different tracks in these cars.
Think about it. Maybe we'll talk about it now.
Now, I think this version of the Isle of Man could have actually been ported over to Assetto Corsa, and I didn't play it very long because it kind of looked a bit rubbish, which is kind of understandable considering the length of the track. Definitely will never ever hold a Grand Prix, let alone with a full field of 1991 F1 cars. Nevertheless, let's see what happens when we do it in the game. Well, seems the replay cameras aren't set up properly. Kind of understandable.
Nigel Mansell,
first,
Riccardo Patrese,
second,
Senna,
third,
For that. My frame rate has got
Blandello, Michele Alboreto,
this is Spa 1998 all over again.
Mauricio Guglielmini, Enrico
Yeah, how about we never hold a Grand Prix at the Isle of Man circuit? Whoa, 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 whoa!
Gerhard Berger,
Just out of interest, yeah, the replay cameras definitely aren't working on the Isle of Man. Never mind. pretty impressive once we get out into the countryside, through the fields. Like, the trees really close to the cycling track don't look very good, but once it's a more open area. Oh no! Please don't hit me.
Martin Brandl.
Has lost his front wing.
Brandl.
Miraculously, I have all 4 wheels on my car. Now I have to turn around without getting hit by anybody. But I'm not quite sure
Martin
how many
Brandl.
people are left in the race anyway.
Sector 1.
Please don't hit me, please don't hit me. Come on, guys. Oh dear. Trying to select first gear. Okay, that's a problem. Doesn't seem like it's select first. So, we either do the rest of the race in reverse or
As
just
the teams
call it a
get
day.
ready to leave, let's take a look at the official results.
Right, as I said, we'll do a 1950s race. And see how that looks. So we've got Ferrari, Alfa, Maserati. Cooper. I think all the Alphas, Maseratis and Ferraris are all going to be red. Yep. Okay, we're going to have a very red field, I think. Why don't we do the classic Monte Carlo Grand Prix? What could possibly go wrong? I read that was 3,180 kilometers then. I was like, yeah, Monte Carlo's definitely not that long. 3.1 with their European comma. Let's just take a casual drive without being in a race for this because I've got no idea what's happening. He's telling me to go left. Okay, I know where we are. So these days, this is where the swimming pool is. Start-finish line's on the right there. Come on. There we go. handle pretty well actually. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, can we select reverse? Yes. Seems getting out of reverse seems to be a problem. I must be missing something. Well, let's just skip to a race and hope that doesn't happen again. If I do another video on this, I shall investigate the reverse problem. So we're now driving where the tunnel would be. Here it is, shorter here obviously. The sharp braking zone here. I wonder if it's still here. Yes, yes it is. Not quite as sharp a corner there. And I've broken the car again. Might be able to still drive it though. Although there really isn't much point, is there? Let's see if there's a replay of what happened. I think I just carried too much speed, yeah. And then almost took out, I think, somebody that was my teammate. Okay, so we've seen 1950, 1976, 1991, 2004, 1988, 1969. Let's finish it up with a look at modern day cars, because I think that'll make a good finish. So we can set what colour tyres we want, so let's just go for the Ultra Softs 0. If there's one thing I would request from this mod, it would be the ability to pick a grid of 20 random cars. You know, so you could drive the last 20 Ferraris or something in a grid, or you know, all the old McLarens or whatever. Stick them all on the same grid and start in the fastest car, but start at the back. That'd be cool. So yeah, we got the McLaren of Alonso, which also button. Got the new Renault in yellow for this year. Yep, there we go. Haas team. So let's take Hamilton and stick him in 2016 Monaco, so we can get a good contrast to 1950s Monaco that we just saw.
Hello there. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful.
You'd never guess that. Sorry, Sauber. Not like you'd have scored any points anyway, lads. Oh dear. Seems like the AI needs a bit of work. So do I.
Felipe Nassau.
Has retired in sector 1.
Nico Hülkenberg.
Has lost his rear wing. There's a spin in sector 3. Watch for the yellow flags.
Grosjean.
It's like a Lotus might have spun it. Although, not in this year, so it would have been
Verlaine.
the black one.
Schumacher is running 80. Less than 3 seconds ahead.
Schumacher is running 18th, apparently. That's not right. Wish he was running 18th in 2016.
Max
Better than where he is now. Cannot do that hairpin at all.
Toro Rosso.
Already in the pit.
Haas.
Already in the pit.
Alonso.
Is running 13. About 5 seconds ahead. You're running 14.
Well, Alonso 5 seconds ahead of Mercedes. Something you don't see every day.
With the race over,
Okay, I think we'll leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed the look at this mod. I suggest that you go and download it for yourself and experiment around with all of the different track and car combinations that there are. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't, well, sorry that I wasted 1 hour and 22 minutes of your time.